Greetings. This is section 2 of a 4-part presentation on Neohumanism. Let us now examine the psychic and spirituo-psychic processes that counteract the destabilizing influence of geosentiment, sociosentiment, and ordinary humanism. In the absence of devotion, life lacks rhythm. Human existence becomes hollow, devoid of purpose, devoid of ideology. Those people who have no devotion eventually become cynical. Of all the factors that cause such imbalance in the external world, geosentiment, an irrational concern for the interest of one's own locality at the expense of other localities, is primary. And so everyone must fight against geosentiment in their individual lives so that they may direct their inner being toward perfection, develop their latent humanity along correct channels, and elevate quarter-humans and half-humans, those with the bodies of humans but the minds of animals or less, to full human status. Intelligent people must not remain silent, seeing evil and tolerating it. Rather, they must exhort everyone to oppose geosentiment. Under a banyan tree, nothing else can grow. Geosentiment is like a banyan tree. Its expressions, geopatriotism, georeligion, geoeconomics, and so on, spread like the roots of the banyan tree, absorbing all available nutrients. The most powerful weapon to fight against geosentiment and the most solid ground on which to challenge geosentiment is rationalistic mentality. Rationalistic mentality is developed through study. It is said with tongue-in-cheek, "O clever human being, if you want to be a fool, give up studying. If you want to be a sinner, avoid feelings of sympathy for others. If you want just to live a peaceful life and never be disturbed, then keep silent. And if you want to completely avoid danger, then never close your eyes." Study may be either literate or non-literate. As non-literate study typically depends on those who know teaching those who don't, so it is the obligation of all to teach others what they have learned. Sociosentiment is another banyan tree. Its expressions are socio-patriotism, socio-religion, socio-economics, and so on. Under the influence of sociosentiment, people promote the interests of their own society at the expense of other societies. The only way to overcome sociosentiment is proto-spiritualistic mentality, continual awareness that everything you come in contact with in both the inner and the outer worlds is Brahma. Proto-spiritualistic mentality operates on top of Sama Samaj Tattva, the principle of social equality. Those who understand Sama Samaj Tattva from the core of their hearts spontaneously develop proto-spiritualistic mentality. Sama Samaj Tattva is the firm foundation of society. From Sama Samaj Tattva, we realize that Dharma, righteousness, demands the collective movement of all in unison. Sama Samaj Tattva is like a playing field, but people need to run on that playing field. The running occurs due to proto-spiritualistic mentality. A proto-spiritualistic mentality moves continually toward the Supreme. As it is His will to unite with the devotee, no one has the power to stop that movement. The movement is systolic. It has rises and falls, but the overall direction is always progressive. The movement only ends on final merger with the Supreme. When a psychic structure has proto-spiritualistic flow, devotion as a cult is transformed into devotion as a principle. The power to fight sociosentiment only comes when devotion is a principle. So-called humanism, ordinary humanism, is not motivated by a source of inspiration. Therefore, it is only a formality, lacking in sincerity. One claims to love all human beings simply because they are human beings. But how genuine is that? Is it so simple to love a human being who is unpleasant or even inimical? No, it is not. So ordinary humanism may dry up and die out at any time. Neohumanism, on the other hand, is motivated by a perennial source of inspiration. The source of inspiration is devotion as a cult, the 16 points of the Ananda Marga yogic discipline. When neo-humanism operates in the external sphere, internal devotion as a principle gets transformed into devotion as a mission. This is the highest state of attainment in human life. Individual life and collective life are unified, and this earth becomes a blissful heaven. We have talked a bit about neo-humanism, but what about neo-humanists, those who walk the path of neo-humanism? Here is what Baba says about them. Those who move along the path of neo-humanism make their lives glorious and effulgent. Their sweet radiance illumines and glorifies all other minds in this harmonious universe. Whatever they come in contact with in the world, they will be able to distinguish the pure from the impure, the true from the false. On these people alone can all of humanity rely. Their victory is assured. For more information on neo-humanism, please view sections 1, 3, and 4 of this presentation.